tendrás miedo.
Okay. And many people do this.
Y mucha gente hace eso.
I've got a person in America, I teach him. He does the Molokai, the Molokai World Champion, he does the Molokai, first year, he does it. He finishes the race. Now, in the widest boat, he's falling out.
Él tiene un alumno en América que él ha corrido la Molokai y la ha acabado. Él empezó muy fuerte y ahora hasta en los esquís más anchos vuelca.
My padre, campeón del mundo Sela, 67, 1967. 80 años old, 80 years old. He telephones me and 40, hey, big problem. I'm training 17 kilometers a day and I'm going slower. My father.
Su padre, campeón del mundo, tiene 80 años y le llama a él y dice, estoy haciendo 17 kilómetros al día y aún así voy más lento que antes.
Because when people get stronger, the muscles get bigger. They put the paddle in and they pull like this and out they go. And when they're stronger, they push more. So everything goes and they pull themselves out.
Porque cuanto más entrenas, más fuertes se hacen los músculos y la técnica empieza a empeorar y en vez de hacerlo bien, empiezas a tirar así y te tiras a ti mismo.
So, we move on to the first thing. Why is my paddle bent down like this?
La primera fase es por qué su pala está a un ligero ángulo.
Okay, why? Why is it bent down like this? Right? No?
To enter the water properly.
No. You see, this is the problem. You're all so clever. You don't even know how your paddle works and you've got to do the sport against me. Who knows this? It's clever.
Vosotros no sabéis cómo funciona la pala, lo que utilizáis para impulsaros y tenéis que competir contra alguien que sí que sabe cómo funciona.
Exactly. This paddle, and you see, SUP paddle, more. OC1 paddle, more. More. Because
las palas del stand-up paddle y las tienen más ángulo así.
Más ángulo, yeah. So, understand the first thing, the most important thing. Is this paddle, when it's like this, vertical.
Cuando está vertical la pala.
Yeah. 1 millimeter past.
Cuando pasa 1 milímetro.
Murder, because look where the power goes. The power goes in the air.
La potencia desarrollada no va donde quieres, va hacia.
So the reason why this paddle is bent back is that when we here, the shaft can be here and the paddle is still straight.
La razón de por qué la pala es así es cuando al tener ese ángulo, cuando la embarcación está recta y la pala entra en el agua, desarrolla la potencia para ir recto.
So when it goes up like this, the power is in the air. When it's here, the power goes back. Okay. Now, these boats here, where's the boat? 200 horsepower here, and a propeller here. You make that boat go a little bit like that. You put the 200 horsepower, you tilt it up like this. The boat doesn't go forward.
Esos barcos que hay por aquí pueden tener
grandes engines, yeah.
Tienen grandes motores de 200 caballos y tienen una hélice que les impulsa hacia adelante. Ahora, cuando mueves la cola del barco hacia arriba, el barco ya no irá igual de rápido.
Still got the power. Still has the power.
Continúa teniendo la potencia, pero no va igual de rápido.
Okay, there's 3 things that cause this problem.
Hay 3 cosas que causan este problema.
The problema is going past here. This is the problema. And when we're in the ocean, more behind and more falling out. The faster we go, the more we fall out, especially when we're catching waves.
El problema es que cuando pasa la pala de la cintura, te tiras a ti mismo.
Okay, first thing, we go to the gym, get big muscles.
Vamos al gym y nos hacemos fuertes, grandotes.
And you do this. This is what everybody does. And
hacemos así todos cuando tenemos músculos grandes y tiramos de bíceps. Y al final acabamos tirando.
2 things wrong. 2 things wrong.
Hay 2 cosas malas.
Number 1, your arms are weak.
Tus brazos son muy débiles.
And every millimeter you bend this paddle's going past vertical.
Cada milímetro que doblas, tu pala está yendo para atrás.
Okay. So, when you do gym exercises, everybody does it. in all the big thing in paddling is to lie down here and pull. Everybody does it. What for? And you see that machine that you just lie here and you pull like this, right? You see that when here and you pull, and everybody does this. This is stupid.
Las máquinas de gimnasio,
This is weak.
tú ves a muchos padistas hacer el ejercicio de press banca, que tiras así, y luego el de pectoral, que tiras así.
This is the paddle stroke. Come, Tony. There. Mira. Look at it. From here, hold. There. This is what you do. It's natural. I rotate from my hips. Look, everything together, and now go forward. Yeah, there. And Tony, the resistance. There. Watch how I use. There. Arms, 0. Look there. There. Tony, wee, okay, take it. Okay, look at from there. Look. But there and resist. Look at there and there. Okay.
Él usa la cintura para...
No arms. In this machine like this, I do it. The big people, they look like this. They, like always, the people want to go in the gym, they're like this. They make a lot of noise. Oh, this much, right? I come this much on that thing, the whole machine. You know the plate? This big.
Él levanta toda la máquina.
One arm, easy. Because I'm not using this, I'm using this, which is the power of the paddle. Not the arms. People who've got big muscles don't go fast.
Hay mucha gente con grandes músculos que...
Understand? From there, I do, look out, there and there. Look, not like this. Many people, there and there. Past vertical. Okay. First thing. This alone can make you go faster. Go faster by 10%. This alone. Okay, that's number one. Number two mistake.
El error número 2.
For making this paddle go past vertical. Okay, number two. We get taught. Everybody gets taught like this. Punch.
A nosotros nos enseñan que es como hacer un puñetazo.
Punch. Push.
Par.
Okay. Okay, two things again, stupid. Number one, I push here and I push like this. I'm using my arm.
Estás utilizando tu brazo.
Okay, now look, and this is the biggest problem. Every millimeter I push,
Cada
mira this,
que tú empujas,
going past vertical, past vertical. Okay, so there.
pasa del punto vertical.
Okay, so now we're going to learn the default, the position that you should always be in your Sirski starting your stroke.
Ahora
Okay?
vamos a aprender cuál es la posición por defecto que deberíamos ir todos en nuestros
It's
usos.
called default. I don't know what you call it in computer language. Default. Default. It means when something wrong, you shut your cell phone down. It's called shut the default. Okay.
Cuando algo va mal, vuelves a esa posición.
Okay. So here, this shaft parallel with my chest all the time.
La pértiga siempre paralela a tu pecho.
That's the first thing. Number one, elbows down.
Los codos abajo.
Why are the elbows down?
¿Por qué los codos abajo?
To use the
That's good. Okay, I'm going to tell you. 5 reasons for the elbows down.
5 razones para
Okay.
bajar los codos.
Number one,
Número 1.
your arms weigh 10% of your body weight.
Tus brazos pesan un 10% del peso de tu cuerpo.
So this gives you better stability. Gravitation down, gravity down, lower center of gravity.
Te da más estabilidad al bajar tu centro de gravedad.
Okay, number one. So it makes you
Número
stable. Number 2, if my elbows are down, no hombres. What is it? Shoulders. Hombre, yeah. No hombres. If I didn't paddle like this, I would not be paddling today because of my injury.
Si él no palease así, hoy no podría estar paleando debido a su lesión en el hombro.
I don't have to use my shoulders very much.
No tiene que utilizar sus hombros.
And if I don't have to use my shoulders, I don't have to use my trapezium, these muscles here. No.
Si él no utiliza sus hombros, no tendrá que utilizar sus trapecios.
And then, the most important thing of any sport that you can do, is if your elbow's down, this happens and this happens. I use my core. There and there. If I do this, mira, nothing. Look, nothing, nothing. Here, this makes your gauge your core. So understand every sport. Golf, tennis, every sport. Boxing, there. It's not like I see everybody. Okay, so understand. From here, to get this paddle forward, mira, there, and there. How much arms have I used? How much arms?
¿Cuántos brazos has utilizado?
So, when I'm pulling back, I'm using my legs and here.
Él cuando tira hacia atrás está utilizando sus...
When I'm going forward,
Y cuando está yendo hacia adelante...
no arms. We know this is the strongest part of your body.
Estas son las partes más fuertes de tu cuerpo.
This is weak.
Esto es débil.
Okay, so number one, pulling like this. Number two, pushing. And they do it all the time. There, mira. Number three.
Número 3.
Number three. We go like this and we drop the top hand. Look.
Bajamos la mano de arriba.
See, it's more prevalent in Spanish people are better, but around the world they're bad. Dropping this top hand.
Los españoles son mejores en esto, pero él ha visto gente alrededor del mundo que
Dropping the hand.
la baja mucho.
But it's not dropping the hand. The cause of the problem,
La causa no es solo bajar la mano, sino este problema tiene una causa.
pulling too far back.
Es tirar mucho para atrás.
So pulling, look at it, it gets caught in the thing, again, pulls you down. Look, this gets caught here and pulls you down.
Al tirar demasiado
Many
hacia
people.
atrás,
It pulls you down. Okay, so those are the three things. If you get that right, just those three things right, you will improve by 10% your speed with no extra energy and no extra training.
si mejoráis en esos 3 puntos, conseguiréis desarrollar un 10% más de velocidad sin más entrenamiento.
In a week,
En una semana.
7 days, 5 days a week, I just do technique.
5 días a la semana, él solo hace técnica.
When I warmed up here, technica. No paddling. Everybody else is paddling. They're all paddling. These people are very good. Everybody just paddle. They're all very clever. They'll all beat me tomorrow. Easy. I have a shoulder surgery. They'll all beat me because they know better.
Él ahora tiene una lesión en el hombro, él ve a mucha gente aquí peleando y le van a ganar todos en la carrera.
Okay. Now we're going to move on. Let's see how good their knowledge is.
Ahora vamos a vamos a mejorar y a ver cuánto sabéis.
See, I want to know. And again, tell them not to believe what I say. They must understand what I say.
Que no os creáis lo que dice, sino que entendáis lo que dice.
Because if you don't understand,
Si no os enteráis de lo que está diciendo,
another person can tell you, oh, this might do this, do that. That's bullshit.
otra persona puede decir que hagáis esas cosas.
You understand, then you know. Why do we hold our paddle at 90 degrees?
¿Por qué cogemos nuestra pala a 90 grados?
Why? Why?
¿Por qué?
You know why? Because your friend tell you and the coach tell you.
Porque tu amigo y tu entrenador os dicen que la cogéis así.
But you don't know why.
Pero no sabéis por qué.
Today I see all the sea kayakers.
Sí, sí, pero
Hoy he visto a todos los baristas de kayak por aquí.
Yeah, the kayakers.
me dice que tengo que remar con
And they
el
paddle like
levantado
this.
y yo levanto el pie.
Now I'm going to give you the reason.
Ahora os va a dar la razón.
Ah, how's it do? Okay. If I hold my paddles at shoulder width,
Si él,
mira,
si él coge su pala,
watch where. Mira where it touches.
mira dónde coge.
There and there. Okay. Now, at 90 degrees,
A 90 grados.
the reason why you hold it at 90 degrees. Number one, the first push-up you do, 90 degrees.
La primera flexión que haces a 90 grados.
They tell you when. The first pull-up, huh? Hey. The first pull-up, 90 degrees. And it's natural, natural, natural.
Es natural.
Now at 90 degrees, mira,
A 90 grados toca ahí.
so the 90 degrees forces me to rotate.
A 90 grados estás forzado a flotar.
Mira, see, 90 degrees forces me to rotate. That's why you hold it at 90 degrees. Now, next time tell you, put it go in, you say, no, I know.
La próxima vez que os digan que mueves las manos hacia dentro, decir no.
Now you know. Okay. The next thing is feather.
Lo siguiente es el ángulo.
Angular, what angular? What you got? Yeah,
Angular.
what you?
I have it at 60 degrees.
60 degrees, what angle? Left or right?
Right.
You?
75 right.
60?
60
right. 60 right. Anybody left? Left?
I'm trying with 30 because I saw you right.
Okay. So, but you're all right feather.
Yeah.
You see, that's why I can beat all of you. Maybe not Nicholas, if he's lucky, there's no win. But I'm left.
Él es zurdo.
So, excuse me, it must be better.
Tiene que ser mejor.
Do you know why you are 60 right?
¿Sabéis por qué vais a 60?
Do you know why you 75, 60, 30? You know why?
¿Sabéis por qué?
You don't know. Because somebody gave you the paddle and said, yeah, paddle. And it was 60 right.
Porque alguien nos dio la pala y os dijo palead. La pala estaba 60.
Why have we got an angle? Why have we got an angle?
¿Por qué tenemos un ángulo en la
Why have you got an angle?
Y si lo muevo me caigo.
Why? For the wind. Yes, the angle is for the wind. I've been paddling for 45 years, or maybe more. 40. Now I'm getting old. 47 years.
Un poco.
When I start paddling 90.
Él cuando empezó paleando a 90 grados.
For the wind. But, I had flat paddles, flat.
Pero sus palas eran planas.
Planas, exactly. So planas, wind, merda. So 90.
Es una mierda pala.
When the wind paddle came, the wing paddle,
Cuando la pala cóncava vino,
it makes no difference. This or this, 0.
no hay diferencia.
This or this. But all you people I know, you recha, all recha, like this. This is you in the surf, in the ocean. All the recha, like this. Oh, out.
Siempre, cuando vais con la derecha, apoyáis bien con la izquierda, pero cuando metéis con la derecha y cuando metéis de izquierda, os vais al agua.
Yes, there, you're paddling, yeah?
pero igual,
This is
igual
natural.
sería mejor si iba
I think, oh, I know. Everybody, I know. Everybody falls out.
¿Qué pasa cuando coges
Todo el
el
mundo
móvil
que
este y le pones
conoce
en la orilla?
se caen por el otro lado.
They can all brace
Todos pueden ir apoyando la pala
left hand side.
con su izquierda
And this side merda.
y con la derecha se caen.
Yeah. Okay. So now, you left, I'm right,
Vosotros izquierda, yo derecha.
and I'm saying 0 is the best.
Y él dice que a 0 es lo mejor.
Mira,
Puede apoyar en los dos lados.
never fall out.
Nunca se va a caer.
You give a new person a paddle, and you all do it in your clubs. And your clubs, you teach the people. You teach them. Cravioto's on 60 and 50. He's also going down, by the way. Look here. This is a new paddler
Tú le das la pala a una persona nueva,
with a
Es decir, que se parecen mucho a los nuevos de mi
that's
tío,
a
¿eh?
Nova, with no feather, no feather,
con
no
ninguna-
thinking.
sin pensar.
With the feather, you have to do this. This is energy.
Con el ángulo
Con el
tienes
ángulo
que
tienes que
hacer
girar
el
la pala.
pedaleo y
200 kilometers like this, and people get 200 kilometers like this. Problems.
al hacer mucho kilometraje así, surgen problemas en las muñecas.
There is no benefit of having a feather angle.
No hay ningún
Zero.
beneficio de tener el ángulo en la pala.
So for 2 years, I am now on 10 degrees left. Because I've been
Hace ya 2 años que él va a 10 grados izquierda.
So it's taken me 2 years, and it'll take me another 6 months, and I'll be on 0.
Él en 6 meses más estará ya en 0.
But I can always brace very good anyway, but I'm just doing it because it's the right way.
Él puede apoyar cualquier lado, pero él lo hace porque es el lado correcto.
And when I'm going downwind, I've got advantage.
Y él cuando va downwind tiene ventaja sobre los demás.
I go like this.
Al viento.
2. And against the wind is no problem.
Y contra el
The shape.
viento,
Claro.
Okay, so you understand.
Yeah.
Don't believe me, but don't do it overnight. Don't change
sí,
tomorrow.
no cambiéis del ángulo que lleváis ahora a 0, de un día para otro,
Slowly, slowly, slowly,
poquito a
slowly.
poquito.
But if you're teaching people,
Pero si tú estás enseñando a
New
gente,
people, put them on 0.
si estás enseñando a gente nueva en el deporte,
Don't waste your time. I don't care what Cravioto or anybody does, you put it on 0. It's better.
cero.
They improve like this. They improve like that because when they come to brace, they can balance.
Ellos mejoran constantemente porque cuando van a apoyar, siempre pueden apoyar.
Okay, the next thing is this. Paddle length. What paddle length do you use?
¿Qué distancia llevas la pala?
I think it's 2.5.
You?
10.
2.5.
But how do you work out your length?
Well,
Huh?
it's like a year. Like the
No,
bike
how did
year.
you work out your length?
¿Cómo
Who told you?
With distance.
Oh, okay, let's have a look. This is the length. He told me you've got the paddle here and you do.
Yeah.
Huh? This is wrong. Okay, no. Wait. Let's make it. Me, I use 205 to 220.
Él va de 2.5 a 2.20. A 2.20.
Because to decide your paddling,
Para decidir tu distancia de pala,
it takes about 8 things.
hay 8 cosas que influyen.
How big you are,
Lo grande que eres,
how big your top of your body is,
lo grande que eres de cintura para arriba,
how high your seat is,
lo alto que está tu asiento,
how wide your kayak is,
lo ancho que es
how long your kayak is,
y lo largo que es tu kayak.
how strong you are,
Cuánto fuerte eres,
how far you're going to paddle.
a la distancia que vas a pelear.
And then you can say, oh, now, what do I use?
Y luego te preguntas, ¿qué utilizo?
But the one most important thing
Y la cosa más importante,
is that this is a mechanical tool.
eso es una herramienta mecánica.
If you don't have this, you're doing swimming.
Si no tienes eso, lo que estás haciendo es natación.
Okay. So this is the same as if you don't have a bicycle, you're walking.
Es
Correct?
lo mismo que si no tienes una bicicleta, tú vas andando.
Okay. Now in your bicycle, when you go up the hill, you have the same length paddle,
En tu,
same gears,
en tu bicicleta, cuando subes una cuesta, no vas a la misma marcha
going uphill.
que bajando.
And when you go downhill,
Cuando
same gear.
vas bajando, utilizarías otra marcha.
Now, for us, I'll go paddling in tomorrow, wind, vento, muito bom. I'll paddle into the wind,
Él va peleando contra el viento,
same gear as when I'm coming with the wind.
misma distancia que cuando vuelve.
Okay, so, merda, eh? So, there's 2 ways of doing it.
Hay dos maneras de hacerlo.
You can do it my way
Puedes hacerlo su
or the
manera
merda way.
o de la manera que quieras.
And the merda way is to have one paddle length, listen, Charlie, one paddle length
La manera más mierda es
The merda,
tener
one-
una distancia de pala
and 25 different techniques.
y 25 tipos de paleado distintos.
That's your way. My way, one technique, one cadence, one cadence.
Su manera es un tipo de cadencia y un tipo de técnica.
Okay. Now, tomorrow
Mañana
I warm up.
él
I warm
calienta.
up and I decide what paddling.
Él calienta y decide a cuánta distancia lleva la pala para la carrera.
Because how you feel is how strong you are, and that's how what gear you're in. In a bicycle, you would do it. A bicycle, you'll do it. You say, hey, today I'm feeling strong, longer.
Porque depende de lo fuerte que te encuentres.
If
llevarás
I'm
la
feeling
pala más
weaker,
larga.
shorter. Okay. So now we go downwind.
Ahora,
So I go downwind, and me, I'm 55. I'm old, injured. After 45 minutes, tired. Shorter.
él tiene 55 años y está lesionado. Y él cuando se encuentra cansado, la corta.
Corta, exactly, mate. So have a look here. In the Hawaii is the best. Molokai, 52 kilometers.
En la Molokai, 52 kilómetros de carrera.
Start 18 kilometers an hour, average.
Empieza a una velocidad media de 18 kilómetros por hora.
But after 1 hour,
Pero después de una hora
cansada, tired.
se empieza a cansar.
Yeah. So after 1 hour, I normally start Molokai at 17. Now 17, I'm old, 17 maybe. 17. After 1 hour, 15.
Después de una hora,
After another hour, 13.
va bajando 1 centímetro por hora.
When I turn the corner in Hawaii, downwind and then into the wind. And then I put, every time, go and look at photographs, my hands are here. Because understand, when you change your paddle length, everything else must stay the same.
Cuando cambias tu distancia de pala, todo lo demás
Everything's still 90 degrees.
todo tiene que continuar igual. Las
So
manos
what
también.
happens? When the paddle is long, it goes in here.
Lo que pasa es
And
que
it comes out here.
cuando la pala es larga,
Shorter, there. Still same. Or there. So just go shorter, 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 shorter.
va cortando.
Exactly the same as your bicycle.
Igualito que en tu bicicleta.
Do they change gears in their bicycle?
Van cambiando marchas en la bicicleta.
You do it the same here.
Tú haces lo mismo con una pala.
And like a bicycle,
Como una bicicleta,
this is your back gears,
esas son tus marchas.
and this front gears.
Y eso, tus marchas de adelante.
So if you're doing sprint, you've got a big paddle, and you just here, okay?
Si tú estás haciendo sprint, tienes una pala grande y la ajustas.
Yes, you understand. So that's how simple it is. But you've got to understand this, and you must try it. Every day when I'm paddling, I'm changing length.
Cada día que va paleando, él cambia la distancia de la pala.
Every day.
Todos los días.
The only thing, and when you want to change angle, you change angle over time. Don't do it straight away. So I went from 90, 75, 50, 25, now I'm on 10.
Él si cambia
To
de
you.
ángulo, va cambiándolo poco a poco. Eso sí que nunca lo cambias radicalmente de un día para otro.
Any questions so far?
¿Alguna pregunta hasta ahora?
Does it make sense? Do they understand? Yeah.
I tried the 0 thing, the 0 degree, but then I find that the shaft is rotating in both my hands.
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah.
It's
Rotate
supposed to do
both.
that?
Yes, it must rotate. When I put my paddles, the question is, his paddle rotates in both hands.
Su
That's
pregunta
normal.
es que la pala hace el repaleo en las dos manos. Rota
Yes,
en las dos
always.
manos.
Al llevarla a 0 grados, ¿no?
Al
Because you
llevarla a
see,
0 grados.
I don't hold the paddle like this. I hold it like this.
Él, no,
And the paddle does the work.
él coge la pala así
Like this.
y la pala hace el trabajo.
The paddle does the work. It's designed. It goes in like that and there.
La pala está diseñada para hacer el trabajo.
Okay. Understand? Do you understand it? So it moves both hands. Exactly. Most people get blisters both hands.
La mayoría de gente tiene ampollas en las dos manos.
Because they don't even realize it's always been moving. But when you've got one, you think it's like this, but it's still moving both hands.
Porque las dos manos siempre están en constante movimiento.
Okay. Now we start paddling, and especially in the ocean tomorrow, we're going to be going in big wind.
Ahora empezamos a palear en el océano con fuerte
And the
viento.
biggest problem I see with every single surf ski paddler is stability.
Y el mayor problema que él ve entre los padistas es la estabilidad.
Stability is the most important thing.
Es lo más importante.
The first thing is you should be on a stable boat.
La primera cosa es que tienes que estar en un barco estable.
Because if you're in a stable boat, it builds confidence.
Porque si tú estás en un barco estable, para ti te transfiere confianza.
Stability also gives you confidence, which also makes you use your big muscles,
Y la confianza te hace utilizar tus músculos más grandes.
which is your pernas
Que son
Perna.
tus piernas
and core.
y el core.
Okay. So, to get stability, how do we do this?
¿Qué hacemos para conseguir la estabilidad?
Yes, so he's saying, keep your elbows down, yes, but before that, we must learn to do the brace stroke.
Tenemos que aprender a apoyar.
This is the most important stroke in surf ski paddling.
Este es el tipo de paleo más importante del sitio.
This and this.
Esto,
Izquierda, derecha. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you why it's most important, but I want to ask you people, how many times a week do you practice bracing?
ahora os voy a decir por qué es importante, pero primero que todo se está preguntando que por qué es importante.
Tell me,
¿Y cuántas veces apoyáis por semana?
how many?
Chicas, el apoyo.
Zero,
Pero, sí.
nada. Because if you're stable, I've just said, it makes you think. So now I'm going to tell you why the brace stroke is the most important stroke. Okay.
Ahora os voy a decir por qué el apoyar es el tipo de palabra más importante.
I told you the most important, if you can do this perfectly, this side and this side, you will never do the other sport swimming.
Si sabes apoyar por los dos lados, nunca harás natación.
If you can brace properly, you can paddle any boat here.
Si tú puedes apoyar, puedes palear en cualquier barco que hay por aquí.
But you have to be good at this.
Entonces, tienes que saber de esto.
I've been paddling for 45 years and still 5 times a week I practice my bracing.
Él ha estado peleando
Still now.
por 45 años y aún así ahora entrena 5 veces a la semana
Every day.
el apoyar.
I was teaching Willem today. He's like, oh no, this is because that leads me on to the next thing. The brace stroke is the easiest stroke to do.
El apoyar es el tipo de paleado más fácil.
The least amount of energy. And you're going to learn. I put my right hand, left knee.
Pone su mano derecha en su rodilla izquierda
I leave my paddle on the water and I leave everything like that.
y apoya la pala en el agua y lo deja así.
If I leave this paddle on the water and on my knee, 1 kilogram I'm not lifting.
Es 1 kilo que no está levantando, que apoya.
So not only do I read the waves properly, but I save energy. I'm old, I need to save energy.
Él es viejo y tiene que guardar energía.
So this is very relaxing, you'll see there. But when I'm doing a brace stroke, the paddle's at 45 degrees like this.
Cuando él está apoyando, la pala está a 45 grados.
45 degrees, why?
¿Por qué?
Es la combinación entre
Because if it was like this, like all of you, this is how everybody stops paddling, like this. I see it all the time. I'll guarantee. Stop like this, and then oh.
Así es como para de pelear todo el mundo.
When you're on a wave like this, in the big waves, and a wave hits this, it goes.
Cuando tú estás en las olas grandes, surfeando, y una ola tropieza con la pala, te la echa al pecho.
On Tuesday, I had one. I was chip, and then into my face.
El martes, él
But
estaba-
here, the wave goes. Look, the wave hits, nothing. Okay, nothing. Here is madness. And if your paddle is out the water, and so many people, I see all the sprinters like this.
Él ve a todos los sprinters así.
The default when you stop paddling in a surf ski must always be
La forma por defecto, cuando paras de pelear, tienes que apoyar así.
when you stop, you'll see me, watch every photograph, there and there. Not this,
Eso no.
because this doesn't give you stability.
Eso no te da estabilidad.
The paddle gives you stability. So if you ever feel unstable, put your weight on the paddle.
Si alguna vez te encuentras inestable, pon tu peso sobre la pala.
Yeah, and the last reason why the brace stroke is the most important,
Y la última razón por la que el apoyar es la forma de pelear más importante,
because it starts the forward stroke.
empieza la palada hacia adelante.
I've got it 45 here. Look, from here I just go there. Look, 45, there. Everybody. Oh. So it's there, in, there, from here,
Él se ahorra un segundo haciendo eso.
here, there. Okay. Now we go into the forward stroke. Now one I said already, this must be at default all the time. This is the forward stroke. This is my forward stroke to keep balance. Rotate, look at my legs, touching, in, pull enough, not going past it, up, back in default, there, 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 there. So, the forward stroke is very easy. Catch, power, exit, and recovery. 4 pieces, izquierda and derecha.
Tiene 4 fases, a la izquierda y a la derecha.
Catch,
Entrar, coger el agua,
power,
hacer la fuerza,
exit,
sacar la pala
and recovery.
y volver a la posición de inicio.
So there's 4 things, left and right.
A la derecha y a la izquierda.
Okay, so I can show you like I've done here, and this is what I see.
Eso es lo que veo.
In paddling,
Cuando peleas,
before I was doing this for 20 years, teaching people,
antes de que él estuviese enseñando gente desde hace 20 años,
I was getting very disappointed that nobody improves.
estaba muy decepcionado porque nadie mejoraba.
Because you can't coach in there until you understand it here.
Tú no puedes enseñar a alguien ahí dentro hasta que lo entiendes ahí dentro.
It's simple.
Es fácil.
If you go to tennis,
Si tú vas al tenis
and you say how to play tennis,
y buscas cómo jugar al tenis,
do they say here's a tennis racket, here's a ball, go?
te dicen, aquí está una raqueta de tenis, aquí tienes una pelota, vamos.
No. You go and see. Rafa Nadal. Practice backhand, practice forehand, practice lob, practice this, practice that, and you there's 1,000 exercises of tennis.
Tú vas y ves a Rafa Nadal, cómo hace de derecha, de revés, y hay 1000 tipos de ejercicios para hacer.
Okay. Every sport. Swimming, Michael Phelps, 1,000 exercises.
Por ejemplo, natación, Michael Phelps.
Golf.
1000 ejercicios.
Tiger Woods or Sergio Garcia, 2,000 exercises in golf.
Tiger Woods o Sergio García, 2000 tipos de ejercicios.
Kayaking, how many drills?
Surf, ¿cuántos tipos de ejercicios?
Huh? You go and say, hey, I'll do this. How many?
¿Cuántos?
And the surf ski is more difficult than all those sports.
El surf ski es mucho más complicado que todos aquellos.
The only way you can ever get good out there is if you understand every part of your stroke.
La única manera de hacerte bueno ahí afuera es entender cada parte de la palada.
Okay. So that's why you must break the stroke into small pieces.
Eso es por lo que tienes que dividir la palada en diferentes secciones.
Number one, I've got catch. You must learn to catch. 3 catch drills. 1 hand catch, like this. 2 hand catch, just working like that. And catch and pull. So everything, 3 there and pull. That's all I do. Don't worry about anything. In. Then all the body parts. Hand, elbow, shoulder, core, legs.
Mano, hombro,
Elbow, hombro. Elbow.
codo, hombro,
Hombro.
coros y el core.
And,
Y la rodilla,
okay.
piernas.
And then, so those are all the 4 body. Then what happens after we've done all that? We have to do
¿Qué hacemos después de cada
exit. So we must practice the exit.
sacar la pala?
And then what we have to do? Then we have to paddle correctly.
Tenemos que parar correctamente.
So that is a drill where you have to have pointers, because if I'm not watching and your coach not watching, you don't know if you're doing it right. I promise you.
Si yo no estoy mirando o tu entrenador tampoco está mirando, tú no puedes saber si lo estás haciendo bien.
How do you know?
¿Cómo lo sabes?
So you practice merda, you remember? Practice makes permanent shift. Yeah.
La práctica
mierda
hace
permanente.
permanente.
Okay, so understand. This is what most people do.
Esto es lo que bastante gente hace.
I told them how to paddle like this, easy, you see, easy, no umbra, easy. But this is what people do. The first thing they do, the mistake, and we're going to catch. They go, and they do this. You'll see the photographs. And normally like this, yeah. Now to get this paddle in the water, I have to use an air stroke. It goes in the air and hits the water.
Para meter la pala desde donde está él ahora, la pala tiene que atravesar el aire.
Hits the water and you get a splash here.
Y cuando choca con el agua, provoca una salpica.
And you get sore this, and this.
Y te lesionas la mano, el codo y el hombro.
Okay. So, understand the catch.
Tienes que entender cómo meter la pala.
Very important on the catch. 3 important things on the catch. Number 1, close to the boat as possible.
Hay 3 cosas muy importantes cuando metes la pala. La primera es que tiene que estar cerca del barco.
So remember I told you how my catch goes? I rotate first and then I drop it in, close to the boat as possible. Okay.
Rota y luego mete la pala lo más cerca posible de la pala.
The next and the most important part, one of the most important parts, this must be 90 degrees. Not like this. I see everybody like this and they pull out and it pulls them out. This, not this.
Tiene que entrar a 90 grados. Porque
Because understand, when I'm pushing on this,
él ve a mucha gente que la
gives
entra,
me stability. When I'm like this, it's pulling out and it makes me go out.
cuando él ve a gente que la mete de lado, les saca hacia afuera y les acaba tirando del barco.
There. And the third thing,
Tercera,
and the thing that nobody gets it right, because if you hit the paddle like this, you only get half the blade in. The blade must be fully buried
la pala tiene que entrar completamente en el agua.
there for the whole stroke.
Hasta ahí para toda la pala.
Watch. Goes in there and it stays exactly there. Most people, halfway, and then
Mucha gente mete la pala solo la mitad y luego la mete hacia atrás.
I never get my hands even wet.
Él nunca se moja las manos.
Okay, so the cat's very simple. Rotate, drop it in.
Tú rotas y metes.
Gravity, no power. Gravity.
La
In.
gravedad te ayuda.
Now look where I am when I do this. Natural. Natural, this happens. I don't have to think. That's right. Oh, you got an asking. Okay, natural, look. Mira. This happens naturally. You don't have to think.
Las piernas se mueven naturalmente.
I'll explain about the distance of the paddle. So when I do that, put it in, what's the strongest muscle in my body?
Él cuando hace así la mete, ¿cuál es su músculo más fuerte en el cuerpo?
Down. And there and pull.
Y tira.
Okay, now when my calf or my hamstring touches the bottom of the boat, the stroke is over.
Cuando su gemelo o su cuádriceps toca la piragua, la calada ya se ha acabado.
So therefore you understand, when you get a boat, a new boat,
Cuando tienes un barco nuevo,
to work out how much of this,
para averiguar la distancia de la pedalina,
very simple. I get you. Just like that, and I go,
sientas
I want my legs to touch the bottom of the boat. Why?
y quieres que tu pierna toque la parte de abajo del barco. ¿Por qué?
No more power.
Yes, Paul. Firstly, center of gravity, lowest as can go.
Primero que todo, el centro de gravedad se reduce, baja.
And number two,
Y número dos,
it forces me to rotate enough if I touch the bottom of the boat.
que fuerza a rotar lo suficiente si tocas la parte de abajo del barco.
No, the knee cannot lock in a Chalupsky. The knee cannot lock in a Chalupsky, but the knee can lock in a K1. So when you're in a K1, tapa, just make it short enough so it's a little bit bent, like a bicicleta. Bicicleta, you don't do this.
En un Chalupsky las rodillas nunca pueden ir bloqueadas. En un K1 sí, pero en un Chalupsky no.
So you must be like a bicycle, so it's only there,
Tiene que ser como una bicicleta.
not there. Okay. So just a little bit. Okay. So it's very important to set it up right. Now, as you get better at Chalupsky,
Cuando tú vas mejorando en el Chalupsky,
as you rotate more,
cuando tú vas rotando más,
your paddle should be coming back
tu pala debería ir volviendo.
closer
Más
because you're touching early,
porque tú estás tocando pronto.
so you bring it closer.
Se te va a acercar.
But this is normal for me. Look at my knees. Rotation. This is how much. And my heels are pushing on the footrest.
Y sus tobillos están empujando sobre
I don't lift my heels up. Heels are down.
los talones están.
That's where the power comes.
De ahí es donde viene la potencia.
Okay, so I'm in power. Notice where I finish the stroke.
Él mete la pala y luego mete la potencia. Fijaros dónde acaba la palabra.
Before the knees.
Antes de las rodillas.
Before the knees. They've all been told to take it out here. I
A
bet.
vosotros todos os han dicho que la saquéis a la cintura.
Yeah. And this is you. Oh, I must take it out. Oh, yeah.
Estos sois vosotros.
And that's why. So look, there, rotate out by the knees. But, mira, the boat's going forward.
El barco está yendo hacia adelante.
So it'll go like that and it is just there. Exit. In front of you.
Delante de ti.
In front of you, okay. Rotate in, pull, soda, and front. Notice elbow stays down.
Daros cuenta cómo los codos siguen estando hacia abajo.
If you keep pulling like this, you end up like this.
Si tú continúas tirando así, acabarás levantando el codo más atrás.
And then you put big splash into the person riding your slip.
Y eso a la gente que va a la tuya les moja.
It's bad. I don't like getting wet. See, I take coach.
A él
Not
no le gusta
this.
ir mojado.
Bad for me. I get wet. I don't like getting wet. And then recovery. This height I'm not worried about. This height stays the same.
Esa altura le da igual.
If I'm tired, a little bit down.
Si él está
Strong.
cansado,
If I'm flat water, I can go a little bit higher. But this stays the same. Stays the same.
si él está cansado,
Doesn't move.
lo baja un poco más.
Okay.
Y en
There
agua,
or there. There and there. Okay. So that's the forward stroke. It's so simple. So I break it up and going back onto it. Now we go the body parts. How you train. So when I train, for technique, it must be flat like this.
Cuando él entrena técnica, el agua tiene que estar plato.
To start off with, because this is what happens tomorrow.
Porque esto es lo que pasa mañana.
You're paddling in the flat water like me, like this.
Tú estás calando en el agua
Mirror the paddle, everything good. Big waves
empiezan a venir olas
and wind,
grandes,
that's what happens. Mirror, that's what happens. Blisters, shoulders, sore here and sore here, like this. Because what do you use to keep your stability?
Porque ¿qué es lo que utilizas tú para mantener tu estabilidad?
Your core.
Tu core.
So your core says, I don't want to fall out.
Tu core dice que no quiere caerse en las llamas.
So go. And this is why I see everybody like this.
Se tensa y ve a mucha gente
Because of the core.
por el core.
You've got to practice getting your core to paddle and not your core
Para estabilizar.
to balance. Okay.
Tienes que enseñar a tu core que se vuelva fuerte para palear, no para tensarse cuando pierdes el equilibrio.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through them. I've got notes. I've got notes on the thing. So I'm just going to go through the drills. And remember, every drill on one side, you'll see you brace and the first drill, top hand drill, first drill. I brace back in, top hand. This hand stays the same distance. So I put it in, watch my body go there, and I brace. And I watch this. This will be you, I promise you. How am I doing? And look. How am I doing? Okay, so it's there, 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 and there. And the other side, same thing. There, and I watch this. This mustn't go like this.
Tu mano nunca debe hacer eso.
This must stay parallel. Look at this, what happens here.
Debe mantenerse paralelo para que las piernas se muevan.
But this is what normally happens.
Eso es lo que pasa normalmente.
And zero.
Y no se-
Next one, elbow,
Lo siguiente, el codo.
elbow. From there, elbow locked, paddle on the water. Now, very important, when I brace, I lean onto the paddle.
Cuando él apoya, él se apoya encima de la pala.
And it's there, and I put my paddle in. I don't do anything, I just put my paddle. Now, very important, I weigh 100 kilograms. I want to put my weight on this paddle.
Él pesa 100 kilos y obviamente quiere poner su peso encima de la
So
pala.
I'm using my weight
Él está utilizando su peso
onto this paddle, and I'm pushing down, I'm not pulling,
y él está dejándose caer encima de la pala, no
because
tirando.
I'm using my weight. So you will see the top sprinters, Cravioto's boat goes like this,
Tú verás el barco de
Pequeña.
Cravioto, por ejemplo,
only a little bit.
ir balanceándose un poco.
Because he's going here and he's getting his weight on the paddle. He's using his weight. Use my weight on the paddle there.
Porque
And
está
notice
poniendo su peso encima de
in past my toes, and look how short. If my elbow is locked, look.
De las olas.
tu codo está bloqueado, mira.
If my elbow is not locked,
Tu codo no está bloqueado.
Hombre.
okay. Next one, umbro, shoulder.
El hombro.
Many people paddle like this. Many people make this mistake. Look at my umbro. Hey, I'm doing everything right, okay?
Mucha gente hace ese error.
Hey, look, I do the straight arms. And what's happening, buddy?
Claro.
This is a very difficult drill. It's a very difficult exercise.
Esto es un ejercicio muy difícil.
Okay, but to me it's very simple.
Pero para
I
él
go
es
in,
sencillo.
put the paddle in, and I'll watch. And I pull this back.
Él mete la pala
Look where my hand is,
y mueve esa cosa.
still in front. Have a look, there, and I watch the shoulder, there.
Él mete la pala.
You people, this is what you'll do.
Todos vosotros haréis esto.
Oh, or, no. Okay, so it's very simple. If I do this, and I just rotate it like this, look.
Si yo roto así,
And if I just think of the shoulder pulling back, look at my legs because of my shoulders. From there, there. But you've got to get this. There and there.
tirar.
Okay, the next one. So you got hand, elbow, shoulder, core. Core, and I want you to practice with your life jacket on. You hold it here. Hold it here.
Él quiere que practiquéis.
This way, it's going to be 100% parallel to your chest.
Así va a estar 100% paralelo.
You look very strange when you do this exercise.
Parece, se os ve muy raros cuando hacéis.
Because look, but watch, if this is parallel,
Pero si está paralelo, hacéis esto.
look, and what am I using?
¿Y qué está utilizando él?
Zero arms, and look at my legs.
Nada de brazos.
Then the next one is paddling at parallel, paddling at default, from there to there.
Paleando paralelo.
Okay, watch again. There, and I just put it in there, look at my legs. Look at my penis, and it's straight, and Amira this, Amira, there. But this is what you'll do. There, and you gotta, and then, not parallel, not for me. Maybe in Spain it's parallel, but not for me. Not parallel. No. Okay. Now, the last piece, the legs.
La última parte, las piernas.
The legs are the strongest part, but the hardest part to use.
Las piernas son la parte más fuerte, pero la más difícil de utilizar.
That's why I don't care what coach you go to. If you're trying to do this whole stroke and concentrate on your legs, you can't do it. It's too much.
Así da igual a qué entrenador vayáis, que no podéis hacerlo todo juntos.
So if you concentrate on one part of the stroke, just your legs. Remember, when you're doing these things, you concentrate on one at a time. Don't worry about the rest.
Concentráis solo una cosa de la parada.
So legs are the most difficult to get the timing right, but it's the most powerfulest thing. It's the most powerfulest thing we need in downwind because that's the power we need to get on the waves.
Coordinarlas es difícil, pero cuando las coordinas
With your legs. Your arms are not going to catch you the waves, the legs are going to catch. Okay, so the first thing is many people get sore here. They get,
a mucha gente les duele ahí atrás.
how many? Yeah, exactly. And then, okay, now, very simple. Why are you getting that?
¿Por qué os tenéis eso?
Because you've been told
Porque os
to
han
push on your
contado
legs.
que empujéis con las piernas.
But if I push on my legs and I push in the back of the boat,
Pero si yo
the boat goes
empujo
atrás.
con las piernas y doy a la parte de atrás del barco, el barco va hacia atrás.
Very stupid.
Ya estamos.
And of course, I have the same problem sometimes. When I paddle bad, I do the same.
Tengo el mismo problema muchas veces.
Because understand what we're doing in this sport.
Hay que entender lo que hacemos.
The reason why I beat you, everybody, maybe not him, but I beat everybody else. I put this paddle in, mira, it goes right into the water. I pull, and I do this.
Yo meto la
That's me.
pala en el agua, yo te tiro y pasa esto.
Look here. Watch again. I put it deep in the water. Watch what my bum does. Forward.
Hacia adelante.
What you do, you put this in and you go back.
Lo que hacéis vosotros es que metéis la pala
Oh,
en el agua.
how can that be good? But what most people do, this is what they do.
Esto es lo que hace mucha
They
gente.
put it in halfway. Oh. See? I put in and I'm here. You put in half back. Understand? That's why people say, oh, it's a very short stroke.
La gente dice que es una parada muy corta.
It's not a short stroke, it's a very powerful stroke. We don't want this paddle to come back.
No es una parada corta, es una parada muy potente.
We want our body to go forward.
Nosotros no queremos que la pala venga hacia nosotros.
So what we're
Queremos
trying to
ir hacia
do,
la pala.
pole vault, what is that in Spanish? Pole vaulting, you know, they jump
Salto de
pole
partida.
vault.
Salto de partida. Salto de
Yeah,
Salto de vértigo.
yeah, exactly. So when I bend this, look, and this is locked in. If this is locked in, I do this, and I'm forward. If I do this, and this thing comes back,
El resto viene hacia mí.
that's why you get this. Okay, have a look again. I put this in, and it's locked, and it goes this when I straighten my leg. But what you do, you put it in not properly, and then you do the leg, and you're going back,
Y vais.
and the paddle comes back. You understand that? But now when you do this exercise,
Pero cuando vosotros hacéis este ejercicio,
it's very easy to understand
es muy fácil de entender
how it works,
cómo funciona.
because you're concentrating on one thing.
Porque te concentras en una cosa.
You're concentrating, number one, we do it one side at a time. Everything one side at a time.
Lo hacéis en
So
un lado a
there,
la vez.
there. I look at this, and what I try and do is I try and pull like that,
Yo intento tirar,
off, but it's not like that,
pero no es así.
because my bum, my body, is connected to my feet.
Porque mi cuerpo está conectado a mis pies.
So as I pull my body forward,
Así que
this is my body, this is my seat, forward, my feet push the boat forward.
cuando yo me echo hacia adelante, mis pies empujan el barco hacia adelante.
So when I'm going in the ocean, I'm like Cabriotto on the 200 meter. He pushes there and he pushes the boat forward. So I do the same thing. I'm pushing my boat forward to get on the wave.
Yo cuando estoy en el océano hago como cravioto en los 200 metros.
I'm pushing the boat forward pushing the boat forward and not my bum back.
Y no mi culo hacia atrás. Empujo el barco hacia atrás.
Yeah. But again, you can practice that. So in real life, this is the back of my seat.
En la vida real esto es mi...
This is your bum. It's millimeters. Millimeter off
Ese es su culo.
and catch up. Off and catch up. What you're doing is, and then together.
El culo choca contra la parte de atrás de la piragua y luego se mueve.
Okay, so understand that. Okay. The last exercise, second to last exercise is exit. And again, it's very important. And you can see it doing these bad exercises. There in, pull to my knee, let the power off, no more power.
Tengo que tirar hacia mí. Y luego
Let it go and just lift your elbow up, your hand up and leave your elbow down.
Y luego solo saco la pala.
Remember, your arms weigh 10% of your body.
Acordaros que vuestros brazos pesan un 10% de tu cuerpo.
So if you do this, waste of energy.
Así que si vosotros hacéis eso es un gasto de energía.
And you'll have bad shoulders.
Y os duelen los ojos.
Okay, so there, and up. Easy to do. Okay. The last drill, and understand you have to try and do these when I'm not here. I'm not here.
Vosotros tenéis que intentar hacer esos ejercicios cuando yo esté aquí.
I get here and it's elbow to knee is the drill, the name. And what? Mira.
Se llama de los codos a las rodillas.
If I paddle properly, I don't have to think. Look what happened. Elbow touch a knee.
Si yo paleo bien, mi codo tocará
And look, I'm in the same position and then in I go. Pull,
meto la pala.
elbow to knee. In. But this is what most people do.
Pero esto es lo que mucha gente hace.
Oh, okay. That's what most people do. Because the biggest problem is this. So that's why this is an exercise you can do by yourself.
Porque su mayor problema es ese. Y eso es un
There.
ejercicio que tú puedes hacer por ti mismo.
In, there, in, there, in. So you can see. And if that happens, you know, oh, what? Oh, that.
No.
Or this doesn't move. So rotate from there.
Eso no se mueve.
Okay. So it is very easy to do.
Es muy fácil de hacer.
And remember, and on the notes, Vila, why don't you do me a favor? In there's all those notes. Why don't you just hand them out to everybody? Thanks. It's in there. Yeah, carry on. Ask him if you, yeah. Okay. Any questions before I go on to downwind? And then,
¿Algunas preguntas antes de que pase al downwind?
does it make sense? Did you paddle in the water?
¿Habéis paleado en
Did
el
you
agua?
paddle in the water? No. Did you learn?
¿Habéis aprendido?
Yeah.
What? Yes. Did you learn? Yes. You don't have to paddle in the water. Because when you paddle in the water, this is what happens, and then you think, oh, nothing. You just think of balance,
No tenéis
and you
que
don't
palear en el
learn.
agua para aprender.
Yeah, you learn. This is where you learn.
Aquí es donde aprendéis.
You learn when you're in the classroom.
Aprendéis cuando estáis en la clase.
You perfect it in the water.
Lo mejoráis en el agua.
Okay, to understand that. So these notes are in English. You can use Google Translate.
Estas notas están en inglés, pero lo podéis traducir.
Okay, but any questions on the technique?
¿Tienes preguntas sobre la técnica?
Nicholas, did I leave anything out? Did I leave anything out?
¿Te ha dejado algo?
Taladros, depende de la frase.
Did I leave anything out?
Entonces ahí te pone taladros de técnica. Y
Did I miss anything?
¿Te ha dejado algo?
I said, did I miss anything? Did I leave anything out? No. You weren't here for the whole thing. Okay. Now we're going to go into the downwind. Understand the technique I've just taught you is how to get good on downwind. The first one, just so that I know, and you can understand why it's so different how most people teach.
Hay que entender todo lo que nos ha explicado hasta ahora para entender lo que nos va a contar sobre el downwind.
So, the first thing we've got to realize,
La primera cosa que tenéis que tener en cuenta.
we go back to the bicycle again.
Volvemos a la bicicleta.
There are more bicycles, and there's more money in bicycles, and more bicycles in Spain than kayaking.
Hay más bicicletas,
More money spent on development.
hay más dinero invertido en las bicicletas para mejorarlas.
And
Y,
the end of the Tour de France, the last 1 kilometer,
y al final del Tour de Francia,
what gear is the cyclist in?
¿en qué marcha va el ciclista?
The Maeskra.
La más grande.
Ya estás flipando, ¿no?
He does the whole race in the small gear, but on the last sprint he's in the biggest gear.
Él hace toda la carrera en la marcha más pequeña.
Why is he in the biggest gear? Because it gives him the most power.
¿Por qué va en la marcha más grande? Porque le da más potencia.
And power in downwind is necessary.
La potencia en el downwind es necesaria.
So, listen to this. That's very important to understand. Everybody thinks to catch a downwind, we must go fast like this.
Todo el mundo piensa que para coger una
Everybody
ola
gets taught, they get taught.
tienes que parar muy rápido.
So I do it your way, like you've been taught before. If I go fast like this,
Si yo voy rápido así,
I'm going 12 kilometers an hour and I'm going 120 already.
voy a 100.
Now I catch the wave.
Ahora
I'm going 120, I catch the wave. Now I'm going 20 kilometers an hour. 120, I can't go faster. Now what happens?
ahora voy a 20 kilómetros por hora, pero ya no puedo ir aún más.
So when I catch a wave, it's power. Just like it. I'm in a cyclist, big wave.
Potencia.
There at 12 kilometers an hour.
A 12 kilómetros.
I get on the wave, going 20, and now I'm a little bit faster, and a little bit faster, and a little bit and faster I can go. But if I
Incrementamos su velocidad.
start at high speed like this, how can I get the speed up?
Si yo empiezo ya a velocidad muy alta, ¿cómo puedo
To catch the next
ir
one.
más rápido?
To catch the next one.
Para coger la siguiente ola.
Okay, so you want to use the power. Like I said, I get on the wave and it's power, and then as I go higher. Just like a bicyclette. Just like a cyclist at the end of a race.
Justo como una bicicleta.
Not
Al final de una
fast.
carrera.
It's wrong.
No rápido. Eso está mal.
Slow to start, power, and then increase your cadence. That's why you catch one and catch another one and catch another one.
Tienes que ir potencia.
If you're going too fast at the beginning, you don't catch the next one. Okay,
Si tú vas con una alta cadencia, no vas a coger la ola de delante.
that's why I'm concentrating all the time to have power from our legs to get the power to get on the waves.
Por eso se concentraba él antes en de tener la
Downwind
potencia
is
para
about explosive power for 3, 4, 5 strokes. And then easy. And the next wave and the next wave. Okay, let's go to the waves.
Ahora vamos
Downwind. The first thing you have to know in downwind, we always want to be at 90 degrees to the wave.
Lo primero que tenemos que hacer en el downwind es que queremos estar a 90 grados de la ola.
If we're 90 degrees to the wave, if this wave's going along at 10 kilometers an hour and we're 90 degrees, what speed do we have to go?
Si la ola, vamos,
10. Yes.
Si la ola va a 10 kilómetros por hora y nosotros vamos encima de la ola, ¿cuánto iremos?
You have to go 10.
15.
Every millimeter here, if I go here, I have to go 12. Same wave. Here, 20. Same wave to go 12 or 10.
Cuando
Same
más de
wave.
lado coges la ola, más rápido tienes que parear para cogerla.
Okay. So understand the first thing is, never have to look back.
Nunca tienes que mirar atrás.
Because just with how waves work, whatever's in front is behind.
De la forma que funcionan las olas es que lo que tienes delante tienes detrás.
Never look back, always look in front.
Nunca mires hacia atrás, siempre mira hacia adelante.
Okay. Now, the most important part of downwind is to be on top of the wave.
Lo más importante del downwind es estar encima de la ola.
Why is it important?
¿Por qué es importante?
I will tell you. 5 things.
Él nos va a contar.
If I'm on top of the wave, I can see.
5 cosas. Si él está encima de la ola, él puede ver las demás.
Number 2, if I'm on top of the wave, I can use gravity to go down.
Número 2. Él, si está encima de la ola, puede utilizar la gravedad para ir hacia abajo.
Number 3,
Número 3.
there's energy at the top of the wave.
Hay energía
You
encima de
get
la ola.
caneras, what do you call them? White horses, the white. You know
Tienes
what's the white?
Los borregos.
sí, los borregos.
The borregos, yes. So it's got energy on top of the wave. Okay. Fourth thing,
La cuarta.
if I'm on top of the wave, I make my boat very short.
Si yo estoy encima de la ola, hago mi barco muy corto.
Mira, there, the wave's like this, and the boat is like this.
La ola es así y el barco está.
I make my 5.6 meter boat 3 meters.
Yo hago mi barco de 5,6 metros, 3 metros.
Huh? On top.
Encima de la ola.
Okay. And a 3 meter boat turns much better than a 5.6 meter boat.
Y un barco de 3 metros va mucho mejor que uno de 5.
Turns much easier.
Gira mucho mejor.
Okay. And at the top of the wave, important to realize that we only have to have the nose 1 millimeter down. It doesn't have to be like this.
Cuando estás encima de la ola es importante darte cuenta que no necesitas tener la proa del bote un poco.
Only need it small. Exactly like a K1 wave. When you're sitting on a K1 wave, the K1 wave is this big.
Igual que en una ola de un cabo.
It's exactly the same. It's
Cuando
easy.
estás a ola de alguien, la ola es solo así de grande.
Okay. Now, you know the reasons why we want to stay on top.
Ahora que sabéis las razones por las que
How do you do
quieres
it?
estar arriba,
How do you stay on top? Because everybody goes that way.
¿cómo te quedas arriba?
Water. And then water. Paddling, water. How do you stay on top?
¿Cómo te quedas encima de la ola?
Okay, the first thing,
La primera cosa,
realize there are more than one wave in the ocean.
darte cuenta de que hay más de una ola en el océano.
So you only pick the one that you are guaranteed to catch.
Solo escoges la que tienes garantizada que vas a coger.
95%.
95%.
Any less, you wait for the next one.
Si estás menos seguro que del 95%, te esperas a la siguiente ola.
And how you wait for the next one is very important, because what so many people do is they try and then the boat goes like this,
Y de la manera que esperas a la próxima ola es muy importante.
full of water, and then brace.
Hay gente que se espera, llena la ola de la bañera
Ah, yeah.
y se
You
quedan
brace, and
esperando.
then, oh, there's another wave, and too late, and then more. So understand, when you let a wave go, you can still use the power of the wave.
Cuando dejas una ola pasar, aún así puedes usar la potencia de la ola.
Because what happens is that you let the wave go. When a speedboat comes past, if you don't try and catch it, you are like a cork.
Cuando una lancha pasa por delante tuya, si no intentas coger la ola, eres como un trozo de sudo en el mar.
You want to be like a cork. You want to let that boat go and no water comes in. Then we start to catch the wave and learn how to go onto the top of the wave.
Ahora vamos a aprender cómo ponernos encima de la ola.
Understand, when the wave passes underneath us, we're paddling nicely and we haven't got no water now. No water. As the boat goes down here, we got no water. As the nose goes up,
Cuando la proa de la piragua sube hacia arriba,
then we paddle.
empezamos a parar.
Most people, as the nose goes up, it's like most people. That's not the time.
Mucha gente cuando la proa empieza a subir hacia arriba paran de palear y apoyan.
You get that power and you pull from there. So you start paddling early,
Empiezas a palear pronto,
but
pero
you stop early.
paras pronto también.
Okay, so you go there, start early, and when I'm on top of the wave, I stop early. I don't let the boat go down.
Empiezas a palear pronto, cuando te pasa la ola, paras de palear pronto también. Así coges la ola.
Okay. Number 2, how do I stay on the top? I use my rudder.
¿Cómo me quedo encima de la ola? Yo uso mi timón.
2 ways.
Dos maneras.
First way, like a surfer. This way, and this way, and this way, and this way.
La primera manera es como los surfistas.
And I can do that. Like that, like that, like that. Because if I'm on top of the wave like a surfer, the same.
Si estoy como encima de la ola como un surfista es igual.
The second way
La segunda
is more
manera
difficult. Is that when you on that wave, you push your rudder fast like this, like this.
cuando estás encima de la ola,
Break, 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 break. So when I push this rudder down, look here, when I break this rudder go here, it is a break, look. Break, break.
Freno, lo usas de freno.
lo utilizas como freno.
See? But you gotta be quick.
Tienes que ser rápido dándole a los dos pedales.
Yeah, like that. But you have to practice.
Tienes que practicar.
Yeah, you have to practice. The other way to slow yourself down, you can open the bailer.
La otra manera para frenarte es abrir el venturi.
You brace. With this paddle, instead of doing this, you go, you stop,
Con la pala en vez de apoyar,
Break.
la metes en el agua. con
break.
freno.
Then, also, you can use your elbow.
También puedes utilizar tu codo.
Your elbow, from there, if it's big enough, it's a big wave, lock it in there, okay?
Si la ola es grande, tú bloqueas tu codo ahí.
Because the final reason that I want you to stay on top as long as possible. It's like any sport and anything. The better you look, the easier it is. If you're on top and you can stay on top for a little bit longer than the next person, that's what leads to boat speed. So if I'm on top, I can see, I know I've got the power, and it's easy. And if I stay there long enough, the wave in front, that's like this, will open up, and then I go.
Si yo me aguanto encima de la ola lo mayor tiempo posible, al final la ola de delante se abrirá, se separará y yo podré pasar entre medias.
See, so understand, the fifth reason why you want to be on top of the wave is so that you can wait for the wave to change shape, to get the opportunity to either go around it or it opens up and you go through the gap.
La quinta razón por la que queremos estar el mayor tiempo encima de la ola es para esperar que cambie de forma la ola de delante y que la podamos pasar.
Okay, so it's very important to learn how to go on top.
Es muy importante aprender cómo estar encima de la ola.
And the exercise that you want to do that with is trying to do 50 strokes. Just 50 strokes against your friends. 50 strokes. 1, 2, and see how far you go and how fast.
Cuando hay olas tienes que hacer ejercicios con tus amigos, por ejemplo, hacéis 50 paradas y a ver quién avanza más en esas 50 paradas.
Because this exercise teaches you, oh, I used 10 strokes, I don't go anywhere.
Porque este ejercicio te enseña que puedes haber utilizado 10 paradas y no haberte movido.
Okay, so make it nice all the time. Don't ever, when you're learning, don't just do long downwind.
Cuando estéis aprendiendo, no hagáis siempre downwind.
1 kilometer, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, because you want to learn how to get good skill. What happens if you go too long, you get tired, you catch nothing.
Lo que pasa si vas mucho rato es que te cansas y al final ya no coges ninguna ola.
So you see, when you saw that one on Tuesday, on a big day on Facebook, all together. 1 kilometer, stop, wait, rest, because it's power.
En Facebook puse un vídeo en el cual habían olas muy grandes y mucho viento y ellos hacían 1 minuto de downwind y luego paraban porque es potencia.
Because you want to have power, because remember, it's big power to go and then relax. So now this is the next thing. Depends on the size of the wave
Depende del tamaño de las olas
and the length of how much wind can get on the ocean.
y de cuánto viento hay encima del mar
Depends on how big the waves are.
y
Okay.
lo grande que son las olas.
So in small waves
En
where
olas
you
pequeñas
can't put your paddle down,
no puedes apoyar la pala.
then you must go in neutral. You'll see many times you're paddling, you're on a wave, it's like this, but no power down. You must get your heart rate down.
Tú
No,
estás encima de una ola, la estás surfeando y continúas paleando, pero no hay ningún tipo de esfuerzo aplicado.
it's like paddling in freewheel.
Es como paleando en...
The reason you paddle in freewheel is that when the opportunity comes, you put the power and it's there.
Porque si tú ya estás paleando, cuando viene la oportunidad tú solo tienes que aplicar la fuerza y ya tienes la pala ahí.
If the wave is too slow and you do this, and they say, oh, there's an opportunity, then I go, oh, or no, you go like, and then
Si
too
la ola
late.
es muy pequeña y tú vas apoyando, vendrá la oportunidad y se te escapará. Porque
Must
no
be
tendrás
ready.
tiempo.
But I think tomorrow we'll be doing this.
Pero yo pienso que mañana nosotros iremos apoyando.
Yeah, 30 knots, I think you'll do this. Okay, so understand we want to brace. Only brace when you're going down the waves.
Solo apoyamos cuando vamos bajando la ola.
Too many people brace when they fall off the wave.
Mucha gente apoya cuando están cayendo por detrás de la ola.
Understand that when we're paddling like this as well,
Hay que entender que cuando estamos paleando así,
it's giving us stability.
nos está dando estabilidad.
Stability. If you're paddling right and you're just paddling like this, it's stable.
Si estamos
Remember,
paleando bien,
there,
está
there.
estable.
If you stop for 1 millimeter,
Si paramos,
there.
perdemos el equilibrio.
All the time paddling, paddling.
Siempre paleando.
Now, turning our boat, because what happens many times we go down the wave, tomorrow it'll be like a down the wave, and the nose goes into the bottom and we go, oh, what happened now?
Si bajamos la ola, la proa de la piragua se hunde y la piragua se gira hacia un lado.
The reason why the boat goes where your nose goes,
La razón por la que tu barco va donde va la proa es
because your lem is at the back,
porque tu timón está detrás
and your back moves,
y la parte de detrás gira,
not your front.
no la parte de delante.
That's why it's also important that, remember I said before, we want to be on top of the wave, rudder in, nose out.
queremos estar encima de la ola, el timón dentro y la proa afuera.
Okay, so you always want to have the nose out.
Siempre quieres tener la proa afuera.
Now, tomorrow it's going to happen. The wind's going to come from there, like that. You'll be turning left, and it wants to go this way.
El viento va a venir de un lado y nosotros
And
vamos a girar.
if the boat's going this way, what do you want to do? You try and make, it doesn't work.
Si el barco quiere girar, intenta dar
When you
hacia-
work too hard on the rudder, it gets turbulence.
Cuando vas muy rápido en la piragua, el timón tiene turbulencia.
Then the rudder doesn't work.
El timón no funciona.
And just go. You take the power off the rudder, both feet,
Le quitas la fuerza.
for a split second.
Por un segundo para.
You let it go, the rudder, the water will go back on it.
Y el timón volverá a tocar el agua.
It takes difficult because it comes off.
Es difícil porque tú
It's like ABS brakes on your car. It stops. Okay, so now to turn, you just put small pressure.
Para girar solo lo tocas un poco.
Now, the other way to turn,
La otra manera de girar,
your rudder is like a brake.
tu timón es como un freno.
So, if you paddle slowly, and we're going across there, use the body, power. If your nose is out and I pull like this, the nose will move. And I don't have to use the rudder.
Si tú jalas así, la proa girará sola y no tendrás que utilizar el timón.
Lots of people ask me, do I use my hips to move and turn? Nada.
Mucha gente le pregunta que si utiliza la cadera para girar y
If I'm turning right, I'm leaning right,
si tú estás
And
girando
I'm
a la
bracing
derecha,
right.
tú estás apoyando a la derecha y tumbándote a la derecha.
so tomorrow,
Así que mañana
I think we're going to be going, you're lucky, bracing left, because all you right feather can brace left. So you brace left, turn left there.
Mañana irán todos apoyando con la
There.
izquierda.
Because if I'm going 20, 25 kilometers an hour, and I lean this, and I turn this way, I'll fall out. You must lean into the corner like a motorbike,
Porque si
like
yo
your
voy-
car.
Si yo voy a 20, 25 kilómetros por hora y me tumbo, me tirará al agua.
If you're going slowly, you can lean the other way, but when you're going in downwind, you want to be in control and relaxed.
Tú quieres ir siempre en control del barco.
You don't lean the other way. Now,
Puedes apoyar al otro lado.
the whole thing about going downwind is to find the biggest wave.
Lo mejor de ir en downwind es encontrar
And how to find the biggest wave is very easy.
y cómo encontrar la ola más grande es muy fácil.
It's in front of you every time.
Siempre está delante tuya.
The steepest part in front of you means the steepest part behind you.
La parte más empinada de la ola de delante siempre será la parte más empinada de la ola de detrás.
That's simple science.
Es ciencia, simple.
Simple. Crest, trough, crest. So it's always the same. So,
Siempre es igual.
but we always want to be on the steepest part here,
Pero
but we've always got the steepest part in front, correct?
siempre queremos estar en la parte más empinada de la delante, pero siempre tendremos la parte más empinada.
How
de
do we
atrás.
get over this part when
Entonces,
it's the steepest?
¿cómo vamos por la parte más empinada de adelante si es la más alta?
And it's exactly opposite to what a surfer does.
Es completamente lo opuesto de lo que hace un surfista.
A surface, if the wave's like this, he takes off here and then he turns there.
Un
Right?
surfista, si esta es la cresta de la ola, él se coge de arriba y baja.
Steepest
y-
part, down and turns to the side, right? Like that, the wave's like that. You understand? He's always on the steep, a surfer, because he's not speed, there and there. We do exactly opposite.
Nosotros hacemos completamente lo opuesto.
We here, we catch this wave here and we turn around and just go over the small part and come back to the big part.
Nosotros lo que hacemos es estamos en la cresta, bajamos, giramos hacia el lado, y luego nos metemos por el lado otra vez y volvemos a la parte más empinada de la ola.
So that's why we want to go around and get to the steepest part.
Y por eso es por lo que queremos darle la vuelta a la ola y volver a la parte más empinada.
To go down like this, too much energy and we might not get over.
Para pasarla por delante es demasiada
You want to go around
energía
to the steepest.
y puede ser que no la pases.
Of course, if you're very good and you wait a little bit, it will change and you can go around as well, or do that.
Por
But keep
supuesto,
up
si
the
eres muy
boat speed.
bueno, esperarás a que cambie de forma la ola.
Okay, and the race.
Y la carrera,
The most important thing to think about in downwind
lo más importante que debes pensar en downwind
is where I'm going.
es a dónde voy.
Because so many times, like tomorrow, A lot of people, what's that side? Maybe a beta. You can get to a beta. Because most people, is a beta that side? Where's it?
I don't know.
It must be there. A beta. Well, you'll end up in an island. Tomorrow, if you don't follow where you're going, you'll end up on an island. Out there.
Mucha gente, si no te das
Because if you think of catching the waves, tomorrow the waves are going this way. You're going to be going, oh, no. Oh, you look up. Oh, there's the finished meta. I mean, that's what happens.
si te descuidas,
You
y
cannot
vas siguiendo
concentrate.
las
So there's
olas,
5 things you got to watch in your head all the time when you're doing downwind. Every time. Many things to work out.
hay muchas
And I'm
cosas.
paddling along. The first thing is, where's the finish? That's number 1. Where's the finish? Number 2, technique. I don't want to paddle like this. It'll take all day. It'll take 2 hours tomorrow. I want to paddle like Korosei technique. Number 3,
Número 3.
important. Now I'm going to go again. This is your quadrant. Is teaching another thing. Is that at the moment I told you, we don't look at anything behind.
Hasta ahora nos ha dicho que no miramos a nada detrás.
Now I want to take your focus from here to 30 or 45 degrees.
Vosotros tenéis que fijaros en un ángulo de 30 a 45 grados de enfrente vuestra.
This is called a quadrant.
Un cuadrante.
And that's, we're only going to look at the waves in the small area.
Solo vamos a ver las olas en ese cuadrante.
Because if you look at the waves in a small area, you will see your waves that you can use.
Porque si miramos a las olas de ese cuadrante, siempre veremos en las olas que nosotros podemos
Too many
utilizar.
people are looking here, looking at the dolphins, and they catch no waves.
Mucha gente está mirando hacia allí, hacia allá, a los delfines y no coge ninguna ola.
Okay, so now important. Tomorrow's race, very important. We will see, I think we see the buildings in Benidorm. You can see the buildings in Benidorm. When you start there, you can see the buildings in Benidorm.
Muy importante, mañana cuando saldremos podremos ver las edificios de Benidorm.
The wind's blowing from this way.
El viento soplará de un lado.
So, the one axis is the axis. The axis, and the other axis will be here. Okay, so the wind's blowing this way. So one axis here, and the other axis here, and you stay in between the axis. You must stay in between. So you're always watching that you're in the axis.
Siempre tenéis que tener el rumbo bien claro, hacia dónde vais.
Because if you go out the axis,
Porque si os salís,
in the axis, you'll see rhythm and you'll understand the waves. Because you're a small area, you understand, you learn, this is the same, it stays the same. If you go out the axis, if you go here and you surf out here, it's like, oh, what happened? Because it's a different angle.
si te sales de tu rumbo y cambias de ángulo, no verás, el mar no estará igual que donde estás y será completamente distinto y pensarás que a dónde ir.
The smaller the gap, the smaller the area, the easier is to find the same waves.
Cuanto menos cambies tu rumbo, más fácil será encontrar las mismas olas que estás cogiendo hasta ahora.
So tomorrow, if the wind is exactly like that, we must make sure that we don't go too far out.
Si mañana la predicción se cumple y el viento es así, tendrán que tener en cuenta de no irse muy hacia arriba.
So for if the buildings, I think it's the buildings, if you see Benidorm buildings, you put that one axis here and here, and you stay there. Don't